My name's Jenny Owens. I live in Harbord in Sydney and I'm a professional skier. I'm currently ranked 5th in the world at the moment in the ski cross event, which is a freestyle discipline.
Comes in nicely, skiing well from behind. Good effort by Jenny.
Basically started skiing at the age of 4. Parents were very keen skiers. Used to take me down on week trips, obviously, like every family does. And then was seen by the Perisha Race Club and asked if I wanted to come and join them. So basically it all moved up from there. Started at the Sport and Recreation on some training programs that they had, and eventually a year later won a scholarship overseas to train and compete over there, which basically got me into the whole professional side of skiing. Was winning races in Europe when I was 12, so I guess that's where I was like, oh wow, like if I can win races here, let's, you know, who knows where this can take me, so it continued on. Once I kind of did the first program overseas when I was 12 and seeing what's a broad area ski racing was, that was kind of my dream then, and so moved up from, you know, under 12s to under 14s internationally, and then by the age of 15 you move into the seniors, and I started doing really well in the seniors, and that just kept progressing up until, you know, Europa Cup level, World Cup level, and then, you know, off to World Champs and Olympics. So. I did Alpine for 14 years, from 12 up. Alpine racing is an event where there's 4 disciplines. There's slalom, giant slalom, Super G and downhill. Your slalom is probably the slowest event. It's gates that red and blue that you ski around, which are short turns. Then your giant slalom, it's the same again, but the turns are a lot more extended out, so probably what your basic free skier would do turns as. Super G is more of a speed event. You probably get up to about 80 to 100 Ks, and again it's just the turns are stretched out more from the giant slalom. And then there's the downhill, which again from Super G it's the bigger turns, and you probably go between 100 and 130 kilometres down the hill. And yeah, basically it's all done on time, so for fastest one to the finish line.
Australia. What a moment.
2002 Olympics was a good experience. Like the opening ceremony was probably the highlight, I think, just with walking in and the crowd like cheering for us. I think we had the biggest cheer along with the Americans, Jamaicans and Canadian teams, and just the roar of, I guess, 60,000 people cheering for you was such an amazing feeling.
Jenny Owens to come. So she's 14th overall. That's the advantage she has over Alice, 4/100ths of a second. We haven't had this before at the Olympic Games, 2 women straight after one another with a chance of being in the top 15.
And then obviously the competition, it was a great, I did really well on the combined event, and my goal was to finish in the top 10, and I finished 9th, so that was really a big thing for me because I'd reached one of my goals, so that was great.
Jenny Owens in 9th place and Alice Jones in 12th place, behind Zali Steggall's bronze medal 4 years ago. That's the best performance ever by any Australian male or female in alpine skiing Winter Olympic history. Steve Lee caught up with Jenny after the event.
Jenny, one of the all-time great Australian results, her second best Olympic finish ever. Fantastic skiing. You've got to be just stoked.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Everything went pretty well today, and I was glad to get the slalom over and done with out of the way, because that's, I guess, quite difficult for us because we don't usually do it. But no, I'm really happy, and it's great.
That was Jenny Owens going down in the combined, where she finished 9th, an incredibly good result. I think it's our second best performance in the alpine skiing caper, and she's here tonight. Can you please make welcome from Ski Australia, Jenny Owens? Good to see you, Jenny, and thanks very much for coming in. You know, they call it the greatest snow on earth here in Salt Lake, is it?
It's pretty good. They've looked after it pretty well.
And have you been skiing in this area before, or is this the first time in?
No, this is my first time. We're usually over in Colorado skiing.
Right, now.
I was retired for 18 months. I'd been keeping up to date with my friends that were still competing in the alpine events overseas. That was a bit hard to watch them because, you know, quitting from alpine was a really big decision for me, very emotional time. When I retired from ski racing, you know, I travelled the world and met the most amazing athletes and people around the world, and I think you do it at such a young age, you take everything for granted, and here I am wanting to quit and become, you know, live a normal lifestyle like everyone else, you know, work the 9-to-5 job and earn some money, and instead of, you know, having the life that I had, because I guess I found it quite difficult at times. When once I actually quit, I realised like what an amazing lifestyle I had, and giving that up was so silly because, you know, how many people get to do what I've been doing? I mean, there's not many people, and to be an Olympian and to go to World Championships and to actually be successful is an amazing thing to do in life. And yeah, so obviously that's another reason why I wanted to get back into competing, because it's such an amazing lifestyle. The people that encourage you and support you and that you meet, it's amazing. So I'm competing in ski cross now, have been for the last 3 years. It's a new event that's now been moved into an Olympic event. Basically, to describe it, if anyone knows the motocross, it's a motocross course. There's 4 of us that start at once, and we go down through rollers, berms, jumps, and basically first 2 down move through the next round. So it's all very exciting, a lot more dangerous than alpine, so there's a lot more injuries, but it's a lot more fun too. It's a more relaxed environment. I'm now ranked 5th in the world. I've basically got myself there by funding myself, and had some help with fitness from the New South Wales Institute. So it's been a long progression and hard time getting there, but you know, nothing's ever impossible, and you know, if you've really got the want to do it, then you can do it. At the moment, I'm ranked 5th in the world, so that obviously makes me the best best female skier in Australia, which is great. I've always also been such a competitive person. Like, you know, I used to swim as a young kid, and I hated training. I hated getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go training, but it was the competition that I thrived on, and it's been the same with me through skiing. Like, the training, I don't really thrive on getting up in the morning to go training. You know, there's days that you hate in the gym, you don't want to be there, but you do it because at the end of the day it's the competition and competing and that winning feeling, or not even just necessarily winning. Setting yourself a goal and reaching that goal is the best feeling, and I think anyone in a day-to-day life knows when they set themselves a goal and they reach it, it's like awesome. You know, I've done it, and I guess that's what drives me to be a ski racer, is to be doing well in what I do.